I think you should be making one piece of heirloom Christmas decor this year. And in this video, we're going to figure out what exactly you're making. Don't worry, I made a flowchart that'll walk us through the whole thing. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of fire hazards in a lot of these. So just want to flag it, flagging that. These little freaky ornament guys could be your project. Do you love TDM? Garlands can get a little tedious. Somebody make this pillowcase. If you don't, I will have to because I think it's awesome. I'll walk you through this flowchart and we'll kind of explore all these ideas. Question number 1, are you crafty? Whew, loaded question. So if you answered no to are you crafty, the next question is do you have storage? Because we're gonna try to store these year to year. So if you don't have storage, that's okay. We'll make it super small. So it's something that could fit in like a manila envelope. So the next question is, can you be trusted with scissors? If you said no to that, honestly, we're at a bit of a crossroads. I don't know what project you can do, but maybe you could like make some chocolates or something. So like I would explore that elsewhere. Can you be trusted with scissors? If you said yes to that, then my follow-up question is, do you have a fireplace? And now we're gonna get into some projects. So if you don't have a fireplace, I would recommend this little paper candle in the window situation that I saw. I think it looks so cool for how minimal effort it appears to be. It looks like it's just tissue paper, yellow and white. And I don't know if it's just a nice photo, but it looks dreamy to me. So if you have some sort of window that's like exterior facing to the street, it doesn't look that hard and it's beautiful. It might be a little tricky to store year after year. So maybe this one doesn't get stored, but hey, you don't have storage, so it doesn't matter. If you do have a fireplace, then we've entered the garland zone. So the garland zone is a magical part of the flowchart where we make garlands because garlands are fun. Think big Christmas. Think Buddy the Elf. You know, we're decorating, there's things hanging. I feel like there's kind of a maximalist vibe these days. So let's go big. So if you do have a fireplace, I think you should go for this bow garland mantle decoration thing. It'd be pretty easy to store those bows. You don't have to be crafty. You just have to know how to tie a bow. And it looks fun. It looks organic. I like it. So that takes us to the end of people who don't have storage. Now, if you do have storage, now we're talking. So my next question is, are you a minimalist? And when I say minimalist, I mean in terms of you don't want to have a big gaudy Christmas display. You kind of want to keep your home relatively streamlined. So if you said yes to that, I would recommend doing a little subtle Christmas swap out. So one example would be frames. So taking a photo that is normally framed in your black frame and just subbing out just the frame, or bonus points, the frame with the art, and the art's like a little more Christmassy, or a photo during the holidays or something. And you're just swapping. So you just throw the old frame into storage and put that one up for now. And there's just like hints of Christmas around the house. An example of this that inspired me was like the thing you can put your keys on. If you already have one of those, maybe just swap it out for one that is like a little Christmas project. So that is what you should do if you're a minimalist with storage who's not crafty. Now, if you are not a minimalist, then boom, we are fully in the garland zone because you don't have to be that crafty to pull off the garland. They're pretty straightforward. This isn't advanced crafting. This is like elementary level crafting. And that brings us to this overarching question that will really guide our experience in the garland zone, which is, do you love TDM? Because garlands can get a little tedious. If you say yes, you're going to be given a pretty tedious garland project. Lots of cutting, but it looks fun. It's kind of maximalist. It's kind of loud. Looks like it's made out of paper, so it should be pretty easy to buy and store. If you said a little bit, then you get to make the classic paper chain, which I feel like are having a comeback. They were big, when we were kids and stuff. And sure, they might look a little cheap or childish, but I feel like they're making a comeback. I think you do kind of have to do it big with them. So I'll put some cool inspiration pictures of that. And then if you said, no, I don't like tedium, then the next question is, do you live near the woods? If you don't live near the woods, I would just go for that bow craft again, the bow garland. We're still in the garland zone, don't worry. And then if you do live near the woods, or you just have kind of like a woodland vibe to you, I would make this garland of pine needles. So this example has various types of pine needles, like from different types of trees. I don't know, it's just so cute, so sustainable and simple and elegant. I just love it. I think it's really nice. I'm going to flag a fire hazard in this image. I would not set it up in that way. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of fire hazards in a lot of these. So just want to flag it, flagging that. So that takes us to the end of maximalists who are not crafty, but do have storage. So I think we've explored the people who don't label themselves as crafty. So now let's jump into people who do. So the first question is, are you open to sewing? If you're not open to sewing, let's go down that road. So if you said no to that, were you a STEM major? If you said yes, I think you should make this project, which is like, I guess it looks like a ski lift, but I think it's like a ski gondola or just a winter gondola. And it's all made out of paper. And there's some pretty decent instructions on how to make this online, but I still think it might be good to have someone with an engineering background in the room just to avoid any like tears. My next question is, are you open to eating more tomato paste? I would recommend doing this sort of like carved tin ornament, opening up one of those the metal like tubes of tomato paste, and whatever else you have that comes in metal tubes, like vintage toothpaste. I don't know what else comes in metal tubes. That's why I said tomato paste. I mean, like super glue, but obviously that's a bad idea. So anyways, if you want to do this sustainably, I guess you'd use tomato paste. I think you could probably buy sheets of this like metal substance. So whichever you prefer. If you're not open to eating more tomato paste, then I think you should make these large scale snowflakes, paper snowflakes. So, I mean, we've all made the little ones, but you're crafty. You can figure this out. It's basically like the little ones, but big, and you can add more detail because they are bigger. And I just feel like it could look so cool, kind of like a anthropology winter display if you just, put up some large snowflakes in your house or your window or something. So that's the end of the road for the non-sewists. Next up, are you open to sewing? So if you said yes, you are open to sewing, then let's explore this world. So the next question is hand or machine. So if you are open to hand sewing, first of all, you're crazy. No, you're not. Hand sewing is a lot of work. So if you're open to hand sewing, the question that it leads me to is, are you whimsical? If you are not whimsical, then I would recommend this sort of like felt word banner. So in this example, it says Merry Christmas, and you could like hang it across your mantle or across the wall. And you could even do a shorter phrase than Merry Christmas. You could do like Noel or, one of the Christmas phrases that people love. That's what you're doing if you don't identify as whimsical. If you do, then these little freaky ornament guys could be your project. I think they're hilarious. I've seen a bunch of ideas for this, so I'll just show them all. But what a fun little thing. I think these will be a lot of work to hand sew, but you're going to be stuffing it and flipping things inside out, and they're pretty small, so I think hand sewing could work. And with either of these hand sewing projects, you could consider embroidering with beads. That could be really beautiful. So that's the extent of the hand sewing ideas. Now, if you're open to machine sewing, then my next question is, do you want to make something that feels modern? And if you said yes to that, I want you to make this specific pillowcase and fit it to size on a pillow you already have, because it looks, I don't know, I just really like this pillowcase. It's pretty, it's modern, it seems really easy because it's like a quilted pattern, but there's not that many pieces. It's not like super tiny and detailed. So I think it would come together pretty quickly, and I just think it looks cool. Somebody make this pillowcase. If you don't, I will have to, because I think it's awesome. So if you don't want to make something that feels modern, or you don't want to make that specific pillowcase, then you should answer this question. Do you have a tree skirt that you love? Because if you don't have a tree skirt that you love, then I think you should probably just make a tree skirt. And I might be in that camp. There's cool inspiration ideas with quilted tree skirts. This one that I put on the flowchart has like a ruffle to the end of it. And you can make something very simple even. But if you celebrate Christmas, probably have a tree. You probably have a tree. You probably need a tree skirt. So you might as well get one you love. And I feel like it's often like an afterthought when you're younger, and then you pick one that you just adore. So I think you should make a tree skirt if you don't have one already. And then we're getting to the end here. If you answered yes, you already have a tree skirt you love, then my question is, are you kind of sad that you aren't in the garland zone? You didn't make it into the garland zone. Pretty much only the non-crafters made it in there. Well, if you answered yes to that, why didn't you say so? Of course you can come in the garland zone. Come on in. So you're in the garland zone, and your craft is a paper chain, but made of fabric. This will last a little better year to year, because if someone yanks on it, it won't just rip. It's kind of tedious because you have to like fold, sew. Ideally, we want Velcro to attach the pieces together. You could leave them assembled year to year, or you could have the assembling be part of the process. You could do this with some gingham or tartan or Christmassy fabric, and it's maximalist, it's fun. You're kind of piggybacking on like the cuteness of the fabric. And if you answered no, you're not sad you're not in the garland zone. You're beyond the garland zone. Fine, okay, I hear you. I would recommend making an advent calendar. There's so many different ways you could approach this, so it really goes to your style, but some you can hang on the back of a door or on the wall, and every year you fill it up with little goodies. Maybe you put in like more high quality chocolates rather than just like the advent calendar with the low quality chocolates, or whatever you want to put in there. But another nice way to avoid the grips of consumerism, to buy these expensive, makeup advent calendars. I hope you take some inspiration from this, and if you do end up making something, please let me know what you make. I'm super curious. I'll let you know what I make. Deal? You know what? I'll just tell you what I made. I made this paper star garland that was from the Garland Zone. I made this custom pillowcase cover that I was just clearly obsessed with and needed to bring to life, and this Merry Christmas word banner with embroidered letters. So I made a video that's a full tutorial on all three of these projects that will be on the screen now. So go check it out. Goodbye.